Hello everyone, Jennifer here. Um, this is primarily going to be a response to Eline's last response to me in our conversation. And I don't think it'll be very long because it was some time ago that I listened to this, and I'm sorry, but I've hit a lull. I've hit a lull, so maybe our conversation will hit a lull, and that's okay. I'm hoping this evening still to go and sit down over here and really do some connecting with that earth energy and just try that again. Um, so that's on the agenda. Let's see if I get there. Sauna. Eline, you had brought up sauna, and I find that a really interesting idea. I don't know if there's any way to, yeah, it would take me a long time. I was trying to think if there's any way for me to kind of create a sauna somewhere here, but certainly the middle of the summer is like a sauna here anyway, so, or sitting in your car here in the middle of the summer is like a sauna. And I have, when I had a gym membership, and I may get another one, I've been debating whether to do that or to get some gym equipment, which I think is probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to like get rid of my couch in order to fit gym equipment in here, but I think I really need to start doing that because my job is so sedentary that I think it's really not healthy. But in the past, I would go to a gym that's a ways away, not far, but you know, it's 10-15 minutes. You have to get dressed for it and go, and then you have to get undressed and get in the sauna. They had a sauna, and pretty much every time I went, I would spend some time in that sauna. So I agree that that would be good. I've also seen some YouTube videos about creating a sauna atmosphere just in your regular bathroom using heat lamps, which is not the same, but doing a sauna or like a sweat lodge where you're actually in touch with the earth while you're doing that baking would probably be ideal. But I don't know if that, you know, any of that going on, or if it was going on, how I would invite myself to participate, which I think is what it would be. I liked Eline's phrase of ancestor rehabilitation through personal process. I think that's what you said, Eline. I think that's a really interesting idea. And I think I like, it gives me a greater sense of mission if I think in those terms, like that I'm being of service to the ancestors by attempting to do something or doing something. Although I do have, I'm looking at my notes here, a question about whether to just cut lines, just say, you know, I'm just not going to carry this. I'm not going to carry this energy anymore. We're stopping it here, which is less compassionate sounding, but might be healthier in the end. I don't know. You had brought up the author Marilyn French, and that name was really familiar to me. But when I looked online, I don't think I have read any of her books specifically. Now, I have read a lot of feminist literature. My mother was a feminist, somebody who actually used that word to describe herself as we were growing up, and so yes, and I went beyond reading the stuff that she did. So, and when I did my bachelor's degree, my minor, we do a major and a minor. My major was English and my minor was gender studies. So, yeah. But I don't think I've ever read Marilyn French. So, I have written down here personal growth versus health. I think you were kind of making that distinction. And I have to admit, my motivation is primarily health. And if I have to do personal growth in order to foster my health, then that's what I'll do. But, so that's kind of where I'm at and where I'm coming from. I think I'm kind of, there was a point in the discussion where there was somehow an equating of being in touch with one's body and being in touch with oneself, or being fully in one's physical body, and better understanding who you are. And I'm not going to deny that that is something that is very true for a lot of people, especially if you've experienced abuse, and so you've kind of distanced yourself from, from both your body and, there's a level of detachment there, that I personally was lucky enough not to experience. And so I feel that I, in fact, am not very much in my physical body. And I think that, again, that's a character thing. That may be like having a Gemini rising and being very air and being very in my head. And our head is part of our body, but I mean, in my thoughts a lot. But I will say, but I do feel like I'm in touch with who I am. Do I feel like, and I will say this, I'm in touch with who I am, but I also know the extent to which I've had to distance myself from aspects of myself. So this is kind of, I don't think it's as dramatic as a soul loss that requires soul retrieval, in part because it's conscious in a way that I can manage it. And I think that I have not completely let go. But there are certainly aspects of myself that I had to put on a back burner, put on the back shelf, and in some cases permanently just let go of. It's kind of no longer serving me, or, I'm not seeing, I would say this, I don't see it as nurturing who I am, where I'm going, what I'm dealing with now. And so it's just like, if it comes back, okay. If it doesn't come back, then it means that I've moved on, and that's okay too. And I think, I was lucky enough to indulge who I am when I was younger, to the extent that some things are carried forward, even despite the things that have happened with the Lyme disease that have made me say, all right, well, can't do that anymore. Glad I did it when I was younger, because I don't think I'll be doing that anymore. But yeah, but I do feel like there is a habitual long-term, like, okay, my body is great, especially if it gets me outside. When I was younger, I used to do hiking and stuff. Um, but I'm also quite happy just hanging out and reading and being in my head, you know. And so now that I can't go out very much, or as much, as frequently as I would like to, or have liked to in the past, uh, that I'm even more in my head than I would otherwise be. And I have had people actually tell me, a massage therapist in particular, who was doing massage on me when I was going through the Lyme disease stuff. And he thought, see, I think again that I live in my head, that I'm very much in my head. I'm not, in some ways, I'm less that way than I used to be, because I've had to monitor with the Lyme disease. Like, okay, what's going on there? What's going on here? Why do I feel like this? Is this Lyme disease? Is it not Lyme disease? So, so in that sense, maybe I'm more in my body than I think I am. But anyway, this massage therapist seemed to think that I had a pretty good sense of my body, and maybe that's just because massages were painful. So I knew, not because he was a brute or anything. I just, I had lots of sensitive spots. When my sister gives me a massage, it's painful. I don't know when. When I was young, in my 20s, and I was living in California, I was working at dog kennels. It was a physical work, and also one of my roommates had an exchange going on for cleaning house. She would clean this person's house, and who was a massage therapist, and would get a massage in return. And when this roommate was ready to stop doing that, or I think she was moving on. Yeah, she was moving on to San Francisco, going back to school or something. And so she said, do you want to take over this job? And so I did. I don't think I was really very good at housekeeping, but but we did the exchange, and then I did not have pain. And at some point I just started to fall asleep during the massages. I was very relaxed. It was very good for me. But now, no, massages are often torture, but they're torture that ends up resulting in my feeling better. So after the torture is over. Okay. Oh, and you had you said something, Eline, slowing down and undoing the pinball. I think I do get that. Or I think I'm a pinball breeder up there, so I'm like producing pinballs, and I just shoot them out, and it's like whatever comes back down, then we'll pop those back and forth a little bit, and maybe they'll drift off. I don't know, but I thought that was very appropriate. And like I said, I'll sit down tonight and give it a try. So maybe before the weekend's out, I'll have some other report of some event, or maybe I'll fall asleep. I don't know. But I am overdue, and I have been undoing healthy habits, because there's not only the idea of sitting down and doing the Earth Connect thing, but laying down and doing the thing that I do with, which is similar to massage torture, with tennis balls, putting them on my hips and rolling around and using the tennis ball to do the massaging. And I need to get back to that also, as well as just stretching and flipping and flopping and all of the things I do to try to stay somewhat limber, mildly limber, not completely stove up. Anyway, take care, everybody, and I will be back whenever there's something to report and I have time. All right, take care. Bye-bye.